Welcome back to my video series on decision making in Delphi. What follows is a two-part video on Boolean operators. So before we get into it, I would like to ask two very crucial questions. The first one is, what do we need them for? And the simple answer is to build compound Boolean expressions, which simply means we have, instead of one condition, we are actually testing or evaluating two or three or more conditions. And those conditions are compounded by Boolean operators. And the second crucial question would be, what are these logical operators? And I'm quickly going to mention the three that we will be focusing on. We have an AND operator, an OR operator, and a NOT operator. Now, as humans, in our language, we often confuse AND and OR. And to illustrate that, I have a little example that I would like to present to you. So the following information is given. We have a table with grades 10, 11, and 12. We have the number of females in each grade, the number of males in each grade, and the total number of learners in each grade. I made them very round numbers, and then we have the total number of learners in a school. And then I would like us to answer the following questions. So if I ask how many learners will pitch up for my meeting, if I ask number one, all learners who are in grade 10 and 12 to come and see me during break, what would you say? You can pause the video, otherwise I'm giving away the answer now. But let's see if you got the same answer. None. And when we look at the operators, I will explain to you why that is so. You most probably perhaps got to the answer of 20, but the real answer to this question is none. The second question is all learners who are in grade 11 and are female. This is a little bit easier, and the answer is 6. And the last question that I wanted to ask is all learners who are in grade 10 or male. And the answer will be 20. So let's have a look of why I got to these answers. So our first Boolean operator is the AND one. The AND operator is used to test two conditions in the following format: condition 1 and condition 2. So you can see it combines two conditions. With the AND operator, both conditions must be true for the result to be true. Hence my answer to learners in grade 10 and grade 12, the answer was none, because both conditions needs to be true. So you cannot be in grade 10 and in grade 12 at the same time. Hence, 0 learners would pitch up. Let's look at an example. So if value A is 5 and value and B equals 7, the first example given is, or expression, we have A bigger than 2 and B smaller or equal to 7. Both of these conditions are true. Thus, the result will be true as well. Our second example, A bigger than 2, which is true because A is 5, and B is bigger than 7, which is false because B equals 7. Hence, the result will be false. If A is 3, A equals 3, which is clearly wrong because A is 5, and B is bigger than 5, this one is true, but again, we have one of these conditions false, hence the entire compound expression is false as well. And then in our last example, we have both conditions false, so the results will be false. It's not a matter of double negative equals positive. in our compound expression, Boolean expression, if both conditions are false, then our result will be false as well. Let's have a look at our OR operator. Again, very similar in the format. We have condition 1 or condition 2. However, only one of the conditions needs to be met in order for the expression to be true. In other words, both need to be false for the result to be false. That means in our example or in our questions that we were asking, grade 10s or males, both of them or just one of them has to be true in order for it to work out, to get a result. In our example, again, same numbers. This time we're using the OR operator. So A bigger than 2, which is true, or B is smaller or equal to 7, which is also true, so the result will be true. A bigger than 2, which is true, or B bigger than 7, which is false. But because we are using the OR operator, our result will be true as well. And the same for the third and the fourth example. This time, condition 1 is false, condition 2 is true, but still the result will be true because one of them is true. In the last one, both of them are false, hence our result will be false as well. And then lastly, the NOT operator. The NOT operator negates the result of the condition in the format NOT, and then we have a condition. So we can build compound expressions by adding and or conditions as well, but just on its own, it negates our condition. So if the condition is true, then the NOT condition evaluates to false, and vice versa. If the condition is false, then the NOT or condition evaluates to true. Let's look at the example. So we have A equals 5 and B equals 7. Then not A equals 2, and the condition actually is true, but the result will be false because we are using the NOT operator. If we use, for the second one, not B bigger than 7, the condition is false, so our result will be true. A very important aspect of these operators is the order of precedence. What I mean by that is, in maths, we have the order of precedence, brackets of division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So that has been drilled into you from primary school. We have a couple of newer operators that we have to add to our list of, or our order of precedence. So the highest level of precedence is the NOT, that which negates our condition. Then we have multiplication, division, div, mod, and AND. And if you have more than one of them, it is from left to right. Then we have our plus, our addition, subtraction, and OR falls into that category. And then we have our simple operators of equal, not equal to, smaller than, greater than, smaller or equal, and greater and equal. Okay, so very important to remember this. Let's have a look at an example. We assume that the value of the variables is as follows. So gender is female, age is 15, and sport is netball. Evaluate the following Boolean expressions. So we have gender equals F, or age is bigger than 10, and sport is equal to cricket. So which one do we look at first? So let's first evaluate each condition on its own. So gender equals F is true, or age is bigger than 10, which is also true, and sport equals cricket. That one is false because sport is actually netball. So we have true, or true, and false. Now we have to look at the AND operator first because it has a higher precedence than the OR operator. So we look at true and false. True and false together is false because both of them needs to be true in order for the result to be true. But in this case, one of them is false, so the result will be false as well. What is left now is true or false, and because we have the OR operator, only one of them needs to be true in order to be true. So in our Boolean expression, a compound Boolean expression of gender equals F or age bigger than 10 and sport equals cricket, our result will be true. Thank you for watching.